Most workers never think about getting sick or injured at work. But it can happen to anyone. Injuries can happen on the job. People can get sick from things they work with. For some people, their injury or illness is caused by a sudden event.
I was hit by another car while traveling to visit a client.
Since my store was robbed, I have been so stressed out. I had to get counseling.
I got hepatitis from a patient while drawing blood.
For other people, their injury or illness develops from repeated exposures at work.
We're out there when the fuels are sprayed. My doctor says the chemicals have affected my breathing.
I wear one of these now. After years of listening to this press, I couldn't hear so well anymore.
Each year, over 1 million people in California get hurt on the job. The California Workers' Compensation System was created to help injured workers recover and return to their jobs. State law requires employers to provide workers' compensation benefits. These benefits include medical care to help you recover from your job injury, temporary disability payments to help make up for lost wages while you recover, permanent disability payments if your doctor says you will never recover completely, vocational rehabilitation services if your doctor says you are unable to return to your old job and your employer doesn't provide other work, death benefits to the spouse, children, or other dependents of a worker who dies from a job injury. It's best to prevent job injuries wherever possible. But if you do get hurt on the job, workers' compensation benefits are provided, regardless of who was at fault. You don't have to be a U.S. citizen to receive these benefits. The California Workers' Compensation System covers nearly all private, state, and local government employees. There are 4 initial steps for you to take if you get hurt on the job. You must report your injury to your employer. You should get emergency treatment if you need it. You must fill out and file a workers' compensation claim form. You should get more medical care if needed to help you recover from your injury. You'll learn about these steps through the stories of a nurse, a pipe fitter, and a clerical worker, played here by actors. Now let's look at each of the 4 steps. Report your injury or illness to your employer.
I strained my back while lifting a patient. It was really painful.
Okay. Oh! Are you all right?
No. I think I pulled something. And I called my supervisor right away. Honey, hi, it's Marcella. I hurt my back lifting up a patient.
My wrist and arm hurt constantly at work. And when I saw my doctor, she said it was tendinitis from working at my computer.
Now, Jim, I'm stabilizing your wrist with a splint. But an injury like this takes time to heal. You're going to have to do work that doesn't require typing. If that's not possible, you're going to have to take time off to heal. All right?
As soon as I got to work, I gave my supervisor the note from my doctor. Hi. Excuse me. Hi. I just got back from the doctor, and they gave me this note.
When did this happen, Jim?
Well, it's been sort of...
You know, I was counting on you to help me with this project.
But maybe... Is there something...
And no, there's no other work here for you to do. Why didn't you report this to me sooner?
The pain came on gradually. But I told my boss as soon as my doctor told me that I had tendinitis and that it was caused by my work.
You should report your injury right away. If your injury developed gradually, you should report it as soon as you learn it was caused by your job. This helps avoid possible problems with your request for benefits and helps you get the medical care you need.
If it's a medical emergency, get emergency treatment.
I was working and something leaked out and splashed on me. It really hurt.
Hey! Hey, Jim! Come on! Hey, come on! Over here! Get under there! Hey! What happened? Something from the line turned Larry. I think it was acid. Let's get him to the emergency room. Let's go.
To request workers' compensation benefits, you must file a claim form. This should be done right away to avoid possible problems with your request for benefits. Your employer must give you this form within 1 working day after learning about your injury. Read the back of the claim form for important information about benefits. Fill out the top half of the claim form, sign it, and give it to your employer. This is called filing the claim form. If you don't understand the form, get someone to help you. Your employer must fill out the bottom half, sign it, and give it to a claims administrator to get your claim started. Your employer must also give you a copy of the completed form.
Here's the workers' comp information. If you have any questions, call me.
I got the form from my supervisor. She answered all my questions, gave me a pamphlet, some fact sheets describing the workers' comp process.
Aren't I supposed to fill out a form for medical treatment and for payments for my time off?
I don't know about any form. Right now, I'm more concerned with trying to meet this deadline with you unable to type.
Sometimes, first-line supervisors aren't aware of all the procedures. If your supervisor is unfamiliar with workers' comp, ask other people in management.
Get medical care. Your treating doctor plays an important role in helping you recover and return to work. Your treating doctor decides what type of medical care you'll get for your injury or illness. Your treating doctor can help identify the kinds of work you can do safely while recovering. If you are off work, your treating doctor determines when you can return to work. Your treating doctor writes and sends medical reports to other people in the workers' compensation system. These reports will affect the benefits you receive.
Doctors have expertise in different areas. You should be seen by a doctor who knows how to treat the type of injury or illness you have. It is also important that your doctor understand the relationship between your job and your injury.
Tell your doctor about your physical symptoms and other problems. Your doctor should note these findings in your medical record. You should also describe the job you do, as well as the equipment and substances you work with. This will help your doctor determine whether your work caused your medical condition.
If you want to choose who will treat you for a job injury, you must notify your employer before you are injured. You must name your personal physician, and you must do this in writing. This is called pre-designating your personal physician. If you pre-designated, you may see your personal physician for treatment after getting hurt on the job. You may switch doctors later if necessary. If you did not pre-designate, your employer can usually choose the doctor who treats you during the first 30 days after your employer learns about your injury.
Most doctors don't deal with workers' compensation procedures and paperwork. That's why employers select clinics and specially trained doctors who provide good care and who know how to help injured workers get through the system.
If you pre-designated, you'll be able to choose the doctor who will treat you for a job injury. For example, you can see the company doctor or choose another doctor if the company doctor is not the best choice.
To review, there are 4 steps for you to take if you are injured on the job. Report your injury or illness to your employer. Get emergency treatment if needed. Fill out and submit a claim form. and get more medical care to help you recover from your injury. Each workers' compensation case is different. Some cases are simple.
I only missed 3 days of work, and then my supervisor allowed me to work at the nurse's station while my back got better. I was treated well and got the medical care I needed.
Some are complicated.
I didn't get paid for my time off, and I couldn't get the treatment that I needed. All I got were these letters saying that they hadn't decided whether or not my injury was covered by workers' comp. And then after 3 months, they denied my claim.
I'm not sure I got all the right amount of payments for the time I missed from my work. I was afraid I'd get fired if I pressed my case. I've heard about other injured workers getting laid off.
If you have a problem or a concern, see whether your employer or the claims administrator can agree to resolve it.
If you have a problem or question about your claim, check with your employer or claims administrator first. We can work out problems together.
If your employer or the claims administrator cannot resolve the problem, don't delay getting help. You can contact the following resources: an information and assistance officer with the state of California, an applicant's attorney, your union.
The State Division of Workers' Compensation offers information and assistance to injured workers. Our information and assistance staff may be able to help resolve problems between you and the claims administrator.
If you experience delays, if your claim is denied, if you can't return to work, you may need the help of an attorney. Most attorneys provide a free consultation the first time you call or meet.
Some workers can't get their employer to accept their completed claim form. Others have trouble getting their employer to provide medical care for their job injuries. To get help, see an information and assistance officer or an attorney. If your problem can't be resolved informally, papers can be filled out and filed with the Workers' Compensation Appeals Board to resolve the dispute.
Many workers are afraid they will lose their jobs because they filed a workers' comp claim. State law prohibits discrimination of this kind. If you're covered by a union contract, you may have some additional protections.
You can also get support from other injured workers.
Injured workers' support groups share information and personal experiences on how to deal with being injured, how to handle problems with claims, how to get appropriate medical care, and how to find good lawyers.
Regardless of whether you have a problem, keep good records. This includes copies of all papers you receive or fill out, and notes of all discussions you have with the people involved in your claim. You also can request copies of all medical reports and other documents about your claim.
Learn your rights. Find out what you should do if you're injured on the job, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
If you have problems with your claim, don't give up. There are different places you can go to ask questions and get help.
Keep a good record of everything that happens. Write down what people say to you. Keep copies of every document.
Make sure that you're able to be treated by a doctor who understands your job and what caused your injury.
If you have concerns, speak up. What happens in your claim affects your future.
This videotape gives general information about workers' compensation in California. Some rules, exceptions, and deadlines not covered in this video may apply to you and affect your case. There are fact sheets that provide more information. For copies of the fact sheets, see the Department of Industrial Relations website at www.dir.ca.gov. Through this website, link to the Commission on Health and Safety and Workers' Compensation. If you have questions about this video or the fact sheets, contact the State Division of Workers' Compensation. Check the government pages of your phone book and look up State Government Offices, Industrial Relations, Workers' Compensation, Information and Assistance.